Let me tell you something. Everyone smiles with you, but not everyone is for you. Now listen carefully. Some people clap when you win, but feel uncomfortable when you grow. Some people stand beside you, but only as long as you stay the same. And the moment you change, the moment you improve, the moment you rise, they change too. Now think about this. Why is it that the closer you get to your goals, the fewer people you can trust? Why is it that the more you grow, the more alone you feel? Because growth reveals everything. It reveals who's real and who's pretending. It reveals who supports you and who secretly doubts you. It reveals who belongs in your life and who was only there for convenience. Now listen, success is predictable. It's not luck and it's not magic. It's hard work and discipline. But here's what most people ignore. Who you keep around you will either multiply your success or destroy it. Now here's the truth. You don't need everybody. You don't need every opinion. You don't need every friendship, because not all company is good company. Now listen carefully. Haters will talk. Fake friends will smile and betray. And distractions will try to pull you away. But your job is not to please them. Your job is to protect your growth. Now let me ask you something. How much time, how much energy, how much focus have you wasted on people who don't deserve it? People who doubt you, people who slow you down, people who don't want to see you win. Now listen, you can't grow if you're constantly trying to carry people who are holding you back. You can't rise if you're afraid to let go. Now here's something powerful. The moment you stop needing everyone is the moment you start becoming someone. Because now you're focused, you're clear, you're free. Free from approval, free from negativity, free from distraction. Now listen carefully. This is not about hate. This is about clarity. Knowing who belongs and who doesn't. Knowing what to keep and what to release. Because your future depends on your circle. So today, you have a choice. Keep everyone and stay the same. Or let go and grow into who you're meant to be. So forget the haters. Let go of the fake friends and focus on your path. Because not everyone is meant to go with you to the next level. Let me tell you something. Not everyone who enters your life is meant to stay. Now listen carefully. This is a truth most people struggle to accept because we want to hold on. We want to keep everyone. We want things to stay the same. But life doesn't work that way. Now think about this. People come into your life for a reason, for a season, or for a lesson. And not everyone is meant for a lifetime. Now listen. As you grow, your life changes. Your mindset evolves. Your standards rise. Your priorities shift. And when that happens, your circle must change too. Because you cannot become a new person while holding on to old environments. Now here's the truth. Some people were meant for who you used to be, not for who you are becoming. And that's okay. Now listen carefully. Holding on to everyone can cost you everything. It can cost you your focus, your energy, your peace of mind, because not everyone is aligned with your growth. Some people are comfortable where they are. They don't want to improve. They don't want to change. And when you start growing, it makes them uncomfortable. Now think about this. Your growth will expose relationships. It will show you who truly supports you and who only supported the old version of you. Now listen. Real people will respect your growth. They will encourage you. They will want to see you win. But others will resist it. They will question you. They will doubt you. They will try to pull you back to where you used to be. Now, here's the key. You must learn to let go. Not out of anger, not out of hate, but out of understanding. Understanding that not everyone is meant to go where you're going. Now listen carefully. Letting go is not weakness. It's strength. It takes courage to walk away from what's familiar. It takes discipline to choose growth over comfort. It takes clarity to recognize what no longer serves you. Now think about this. Every level of your life will require a different version of you. And with that comes a different environment, different habits, different standards, different people. Now listen, if you try to keep everything the same, you will stay the same. Growth demands change, and change demands letting go. Now, here's something powerful. You don't have to explain your growth to everyone. You don't have to justify your decisions, because your life is your responsibility. Now ask yourself, who is adding value to my life? Who is helping me grow? Who is holding me back? And be honest, because your future depends on your answers. Now listen carefully. The truth about people is simple. Some will walk with you for a while. Some will teach you something valuable and then leave. And some will stay. But you must learn to accept each role without holding on too tightly. Now here's the final truth. You don't lose people, you outgrow them. And that's not something to fear. That's something to understand. Because every time you let go, you make space for something better, for better relationships, for better opportunities, for a better version of yourself. So don't be afraid. Let go with clarity. Move forward with purpose, because not everyone is meant to stay. Let me tell you something. Haters don't stop your success, but focusing on them will. Now listen carefully. Negativity has a cost, a real cost, not in money, but in energy, your focus, your mindset, your momentum. And most people pay that price every single day. Now think about this. How much time have you wasted thinking about what someone said? How much energy have you lost trying to prove people wrong? How many opportunities have you missed because you were distracted by negativity? Now listen, your energy is limited. You only have so much focus, so much time, so much mental strength. And every time you give it to haters, you take it away from your growth. Now here's the truth. Haters will always exist. No matter what you do, no matter how good you become, no matter how hard you work, someone, somewhere, will have something to say. Now listen carefully. You cannot control them, but you can control your response. And that's where your power is. Now think about this. If you let every negative opinion affect you, you will never move forward. You will hesitate. You will doubt yourself. You will slow down. And slowly, you will stop. Now here's the danger. Negativity spreads. The more you focus on it, the bigger it becomes. The more attention you give it, the more control it has over you. And before you know it, you are living your life based on someone else's opinion. Now listen, that is not strength. That is surrender. Now here's something powerful. Successful people don't waste energy on haters. They don't argue. They don't explain. They don't chase approval. They focus. They work. They grow. They move forward. Because they understand something. Simple, but powerful. What you focus on grows. Now think about this. If you focus on negativity, your mindset becomes negative. If you focus on doubt, your confidence weakens. But if you focus on your goals, your life begins to move in that direction. Now listen carefully. Every moment you spend looking at haters is a moment you are not looking at your future. And that's a high price to pay. Now let me ask you something. Is their opinion worth your energy? Is their criticism worth your focus? Is their negativity worth slowing down your life? Of course not. Now listen. You must protect your energy. Guard your mind. Control your focus, because your growth depends on it. Now here's the key. Ignore the noise, not because it doesn't exist, but because it doesn't matter. Now think about this. Every great person was criticized. Every successful individual faced doubt. Every strong mind was tested, but they kept going. Not because there was no negativity, but because they refused to give it power. Now listen carefully. You don't rise by fighting haters. You rise by outgrowing them, by focusing on your path, by building your life, by becoming stronger every single day. Now here's the final truth. Negativity will always be around you, but it does not have to be within you. So choose wisely. Choose where you focus. Choose what you listen to. Choose what you believe, because your energy is your greatest asset. Don't waste it. Let me tell you something. Not everyone who smiles with you is happy for you. Now listen carefully. Fake friends don't reveal themselves when you're struggling. They reveal themselves when you start growing, when you improve, when you level up, when you become something more. That's when things change. Now think about this. When you were average, when you were comfortable, when you were not moving forward, everyone was fine. Everyone was supportive. Everyone was around. But the moment you decided to become better, something shifted. Now listen, fake friends support your comfort, not your growth. They like you as long as you don't outgrow them. They cheer for you as long as you don't rise too high. But when you start climbing, they get uncomfortable. Now here's the truth. Your growth exposes people. It shows you who is real and who is pretending. Now listen carefully. Fake support is easy to spot if you pay attention. They celebrate your small wins, but go silent on your big ones. They encourage you, but only in safe ways. They give advice that keeps you where you are. Now think about this. Real friends want to see you win, even if it means you outgrow them. Fake friends want to stay comfortable, even if it means holding you back. Now listen, this is not about hate. This is about awareness. Understanding who truly supports you and who only pretends to. Now here's something powerful. Fake friends don't always criticize you. Sometimes they agree with you too much. They don't challenge you. They don't push you. They don't help you grow. And that's dangerous because growth requires truth, not comfort. Now listen carefully. The hardest part is letting go because you've shared time. You've shared memories. You've built history. But here's the truth. History is not a reason to stay stuck. Now think about this. If someone is not adding value, they are subtracting it. If someone is not helping you grow, they are slowing you down. Now listen, you must choose growth over attachment, clarity over comfort, because your future depends on your circle. Now here's the key. Don't argue. Don't explain. Don't try to change them. Just observe and adjust. Now think about this. As you grow, your circle will get smaller, but it will get stronger, more focused, more aligned, more real. Now listen carefully. It's better to walk alone than to walk with people who don't want to see you succeed. Now here's the final truth. Fake friends are part of the journey. They teach you what to avoid, what to recognize, what to value, but they are not meant to stay forever. So don't be afraid to outgrow them. Don't be afraid to move forward, because the right people will meet you at the next level. Let me tell you something. Not all danger comes loudly. Some of it smiles at you. Now listen carefully. Haters and fake friends don't always show themselves immediately. They don't walk up and say, "I don't want you to succeed." No, They hide behind compliments, behind jokes, behind fake support. And if you're not aware, you won't see it until it's too late. Now think about this. The real danger is not open enemies. It's hidden ones, because at least with real enemies, you know where you stand. But fake people stand beside you while working against you. Now listen, you must learn to observe, not just words, but behavior, because people reveal themselves through patterns, not promises. Now here's the first sign. They support you only when it's convenient. They show up when things are easy. They disappear when things get hard. They celebrate you, but only when it doesn't threaten them. Now listen carefully. Real people stay consistent. Fake people change with your growth. Now here's another sign. They give subtle negativity, not direct, not obvious, but small comments that plant doubt. You sure you can do that? That's risky. Maybe you should stay where you are. Now think about this. They don't stop you directly. They slowly weaken you, and that's more dangerous. Now listen, another sign. They compete with you instead of supporting you. Everything becomes a comparison. Everything becomes a competition. Your wins become their discomfort. Your growth becomes their insecurity. Now here's the truth. Real friends celebrate your success. Fake ones feel threatened by it. Now listen carefully. Watch how people react when you improve, when you become more disciplined, when you start achieving, when you start changing. That reaction tells you everything. Now think about this. Do they encourage you, or do they try to pull you back? Do they support your growth, or do they remind you of your past? Now listen, another sign. They talk about others constantly. Gossip, negativity, judgment. Because if they talk about others, they will talk about you. Now here's something powerful. Pay attention to energy. How do you feel around them? Drained? Doubtful? Unfocused? That's a signal, because the right people give you energy, give you clarity, give you strength. Now listen carefully. You don't need to confront everyone. You don't need to argue. You just need to recognize and adjust. Now here's the key. Distance is power, not anger, not drama, just quiet distance. Because your time, your focus, your energy are too valuable to waste on the wrong people. Now think about this. The earlier you identify them, the less damage they can do. The sooner you create distance, the faster you grow. Now listen, this is not about becoming cold. It's about becoming wise. It's about protecting your future, because who you allow around you will shape your life. Now here's the final truth. You don't need many people. You need the right people. People who support you. People who challenge you. People who want to see you win. So stay aware. Observe carefully. Trust actions, not words. Because once you see clearly, you can move forward without being held back. That is the power of awareness. Let me tell you something. If nobody is talking about you, you're probably not doing much. Now listen carefully. Haters are not a sign of failure. They are a sign of movement. They are a sign that you are doing something visible, something different, something that stands out. Now think about this. Nobody criticizes the person who stays the same. Nobody talks about the person who plays small. Nobody notices the person who never tries. But the moment you step forward, the moment you take action, the moment you start growing, attention comes. And with attention comes criticism. Now listen, this is where most people quit. Not because they lack ability, but because they can't handle attention. They can't handle opinions. They can't handle judgment. So they shrink. They hide. They go back to being invisible. Now here's the truth. If you want to grow, you must accept that not everyone will like you. Now think about this. You cannot rise and be approved by everyone at the same time. It doesn't work that way because growth creates contrast. When you move forward, you remind others of what they are not doing. When you improve, you expose comfort. When you succeed, you highlight inaction. And not everyone is ready to face that. Now listen carefully. Haters are not really about you. They are about them, their fears, their insecurities, their limitations projected onto you. Now here's something powerful. When you understand this, you stop taking it personally. You stop reacting. You stop explaining. And you start focusing. Now think about this. Every minute you spend defending yourself is a minute you are not building yourself. Now listen, your job is not to silence haters. Your job is to outwork them, to outgrow them, to outfocus them, because results speak louder than opinions. Now here's the key. Use negativity as fuel. Let it push you. Let it sharpen you. Let it remind you that you are on the right path. Now think about this. If nobody doubts you, maybe your goals are too small. If nobody questions you, maybe you're not challenging yourself enough. Because big dreams attract big opinions. Now listen carefully. Every successful person has faced criticism. Every leader, every achiever, every person who made a difference was doubted at some point, but they kept going. Not because it was easy, but because they understood something simple but powerful. Haters don't stop progress. Stopping does. Now here's the truth. You can either focus on the noise or focus on your path. You cannot do both. Now let me ask you something. What matters more, their opinion or your future? Their words or your goals? Their negativity or your growth? Because you must choose. Now listen, the moment you stop needing approval is the moment you gain freedom. Freedom to act. Freedom to grow. Freedom to become who you are meant to be. Now here's something powerful. Silence is your answer. Not arguing, not reacting, not proving anything. Just working, just improving, just becoming better every single day. Now think about this. Let them talk while you build. Let them doubt while you grow. Let them watch while you succeed. Now listen carefully. Haters are part of the journey. They are not the destination. They are noise, not direction. So don't follow them. Ignore them. Rise above them and keep moving forward. Now here's the final truth. If you have no haters, you are probably not pushing hard enough, not aiming high enough, not growing fast enough, because real growth gets noticed, and being noticed comes with opinions. So accept it, embrace it, and keep going anyway, because your life is too important to be controlled by people who are not building anything themselves. So don't stop, don't shrink, don't slow down. Keep moving, because the presence of haters is proof that you are doing something right. So my friend, remember this clearly. Haters and fake friends are not obstacles.